my meal, my TV, and just if you like what you see, why don't you think about subscribing? And make sure to check out my channel for videos just like this. What is going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. Bucket List, and here I am today in Houston, Texas, about to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you all my perspective on how it is to fly during the pandemic. First class. Let's check it out. Alright, so before we get started in this video, one thing I want to point out, well, a couple things I want to point out actually is, number one, this is going to be a domestic review of first class flying. I've done it all together in my life maybe about 5 or 6 times now, and this is just going to be my domestic flying and commercial as well. So if you all see the movies where it's really nice and luxurious and this and that, it's nothing like that, and I'll definitely point that out in my review as it goes along for the people that haven't flown first class domestically. Number two, and this is the most important thing, the only reason why I do first class is not because I want to seem like I'm snooty or rich or anything like that. It's because I hate flying. You have no idea. I cannot stand it. For example, I did a previous video where I learned how to fly a glider, and in that video, as you all can see, I was shaking. It's not because the stabilization was off. I was shaking that bad because I just cannot stand flying. So being that I'm Mr. Bucket List and I love to travel, unfortunately I have to fly or I'm just going to spend hours and hours and days in the car, and I just don't feel like doing that. So I fly first class because, especially now during COVID, you can get unlimited alcohol versus in the economy. Now they're not even serving alcohol. They're not serving anything because of COVID. So I refuse to go on a flight without having some type of alcohol in my system. So like I said, that's the reason why I'm kind of doing this. And I also want to let you all know the differences between back then and now. So without further ado, like I said, let's see, is it worth it? Alright, so when you're boarding, I mean, basically, I've recently done first class in both United and American Airlines. They're pretty much exactly the same. You can board at any time when you're first class. So if you want to be the first person on the plane, you can do that. Or if you want to be the last person on the plane, you can do that. Just know, since you're first class, you're going to be at the front of the plane. So if you do decide to board first, a lot of people are going to be walking by and maybe bumping your leg or hitting you with their bags and this and that. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go ahead and board first. Two, as of right now, because of COVID, again, the actual first class lounges are actually closed right now. So if you want to go into the lounge and get the free little drinks or whatever, you can't. They're just closed. They're not open to the public. They're not open at all. So I mean, kind of think about that ahead of time if you decide to go ahead and do first class. Now, one thing about the pandemic, of course, that everybody knows is social distancing. So, I mean, basically in capacity. A lot of theme parks, restaurants, everything is running at half capacity because they don't want people to basically pass around the virus if they do have it. Ironically, when you go on a plane, that's just not a thing. I mean, yes, they make you wear your mask the whole time, but when you go on a plane, as of right now, I mean, if the plane's booked, they're going to have random people sitting beside each other. You're going to be shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow beside strangers. And so that's one reason why I would recommend to do first class, because one, of course, in first class, you're only going to have one person beside you, not two. And two, I mean, basically, as far as the seating arrangement, I mean, it's usually pretty spread out. Ironically, for my most recent trips, each time I have flown, thankfully, because I was in first class, nobody was beside me. And one of the other flights, nobody was in front of me or across the aisle from me. So I literally felt like I was in there by myself. So if you're really worried about that, but you still need to take a flight, keep that in mind. Now to my favorite part, the food and the drinks. So like I said, the only reason why I do first class is because I can't be on a plane sober. I'm not an alcoholic. I literally do not drink outside of when I take flights. Like if I don't fly for a whole year, I'm probably not going to drink for a whole year because I'm not somebody that drinks alcohol. But on a flight, it literally gets me through the flight without having a panic attack. And thankfully, in first class, not only do you get alcohol, but you get unlimited free complimentary alcohol. So for me, for my most recent flight, when I went there, I actually had had some rum and coke because the guy beside me, well, the guy across the aisle from me had rum and coke. So I was like, you know, I'll try that out. So I had that, and then on the way back, I just loaded up on wine. So I mean, think about that. You're getting food, and you're also getting alcohol while you're in first class. Now, as far as this is a tip for anybody that does fly first class, do not sit in the back row of the first class cabin, because if you do, when it comes to the food, they're gonna run out the good stuff, and you'll be left with a snack box or pretzels, just something stupid. And it literally happened to me on 2 different flights. I said, you know what, never again. I'm always getting the first seat in the plane, and when I do that, and then the last thing I want to kind of mention is the lax of rules. So what I mean by that is, in first class, of course, you have your food and drink. So technically, you can't eat food and drink with a mask on. But a lot of people literally were taking their mask off and just kind of enjoying it once the flight was going, and the flight attendants really didn't say much. Now, I'm not one of those people that advocate not wearing masks, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just telling you all right now, if you're in the other rows, they're probably going to be really snappy about you not having your mask on, versus in first class, they just really didn't care. And I think that's unfortunate, but I just want to be honest with you all when it comes to this actual review. Like I said, just kind of keep that in mind. So if you are worried about that, please, I mean, don't go to first class, because you're going to see a lot of snooty people who doesn't want to wear a mask. So just kind of keep that in mind. So you all heard my experience. I mean, you're first off the plane, you get the free food, you get free alcohol. Spacious seats. You have the possibility of people not being beside you. It's a lot of positives when you do first class. But let me first go ahead and give my ratings, and then I'll kind of give you all some further information. Now, as far as my rating, I would say maybe try it out. So, I mean, first class can almost triple your ticket price. I mean, I literally upgraded from an economy ticket that was like $29 to a first class ticket, which is $150, which, I mean, that still is not a lot of money, but when you think about how much the first ticket was, that's literally almost quadruple the price. So kind of think about that. For me, what I would recommend is, if you want to do first class, right before the plane actually boards, if they still have a bunch of first class seats open, or even 1 or 2, they drop the price significantly. So, I mean, basically, you can get the price of first class maybe $50 or $60 more. So if you want to do that, definitely do that. But as far as what's changed pre-pandemic and not, in my opinion, it's not really worth it unless you're a panic attack person like me on planes. I mean, I just have to drink something, or I'm just not going to get on that plane. So, like I said, just kind of keep that in mind. I just wanted to do this weird little kind of a funny video for you all, just to let you know how first class is now. I have been doing it a lot because of all these trips I've been doing on my channel, and I will be doing it in about 3 days. So, just want to give you all a heads up. That's how it is. Check out my channel for more videos. And again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. It's your boy, Mr. Bucket List. Peace out. Thanks for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please check out my channel for more videos just like this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.